So, yes, where do we leave off at? Number four, right? Have an outstandish bag. Like I said, that's not a word, but I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. Have a bag that as soon as you see it, you're going to know it's yours. A lot of people say the no black suitcase rule. I agree with that. Maybe have a nice color, a neon green, a yellow, something that as soon as that luggage comes off of that carousel, you know that's yours. Have something that's gonna pop. My friend said when she does use her black suitcase, she puts a ribbon on it. That's another thing to do. But have something fun. Have a purple, a green, a light green, something that your stuff is not getting mixed up because that's the most annoying thing when your luggage is coming out and you can't find your bag or you're confused about if that's your bag or not. Number five, try not to make it a long trip. When you're traveling alone, you got to think. You don't want to be somewhere by yourself for 2 weeks when you're alone. My first trip, I only did 4 days. And that was enough time for me to have fun, get the culture, get the food, all the scenery, the beach, and everything. That was enough time for me to get a feel of it and go home. And if you're alone, you don't really want somebody like making a paper trail on you, like knowing your every move, knowing you staying here. You've been here for a week, going on two. That's more of a reason where something could happen. Not saying it would, but you gotta think. So I think don't stay too long, 3 4 days. I think that's a good amount of time. Number six, I would say try to soak in the culture, but don't overdo it on your when you're traveling alone. Try, the main thing with traveling is getting the culture, experiencing the new culture, having good, delicious food, clothes, soak it all in. The scenery, the just life, soak it all in, but don't overdo it. What I'm saying by don't overdo it is don't go jumping off cliffs and injuring yourself because that's a whole nother realm and that's a whole nother story if you get hurt abroad. A lot of insurance companies do not pay for abroad injury. So if you get hurt overseas and you have to pay 5 grand, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be upset about that. So don't overdo it. Don't. On one of my vacations, they had this cliff where you jump off the cliff and into the ocean, and that was like the big thing at that resort. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And about a year later, I was watching a video on a woman who was at that resort and she jumped off the cliff and guess what happened to her? She broke her back overseas, got paralyzed because her family, there was a family vacation. They didn't want to go home as soon as possible. So, and that country didn't have the equipment to cater to her needs as far as the surgery she needed to get done. So, she ended up being paralyzed. So, that's why have fun, but do not overdo it. Don't go jumping off cliffs. I know a lot of people like to go hiking. That's something I don't think I would do because I follow a traveling page and a woman just posted a story about a young couple that went hiking and they were pro hikers. Like they went through the hiking courses, they went through doing it frequently. They were pro hikers and they still managed to fall off the cliffs to their deaths. May they rest in peace. But I I don't think I would go hiking. That's hiking. The hiking stuff is not for me. So number six, try to soak it in, soak in the culture, but don't overdo it. And we all hear the stories about how people go on these trips and everybody wants to overdo it, over drink, over party, over do everything. And the last place the person was seen was in that club, and the next day they missing or something happened to them. So do not overdo your trips. Calm down, relax, enjoy the scenery, but don't overdo it. You don't gotta drink 10 times as much as you normally would. You don't gotta be extra 10 times as much as you normally would. Just relax. That's what vacation is for. Relaxing. Relax without overdoing it. So, number seven. I think I would basically sum this up as traveling. You're traveling alone, but traveling with people when you're traveling abroad alone. That's a tip. When I say that, I mean, yes, you're going alone. You couldn't find family, friends, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a loved one to go with you, but you go on a cruise. Something that there's going to be people probably coming from where you're from that's doing exactly what you're doing. You're around your kind of people. That's what happened to me on my last trip. Like, it was a Caribbean place, but we met people from California, Atlanta, things of that nature. So it worked out. You might want, like I said, you might want to do a cruise, or you might want to go with something. They have a whole bunch of stuff online about resorts that have tour guides and things of that nature, because you might meet somebody that's doing what you're doing, traveling abroad alone. So look into something like that. Number eight would be look the part and act the part. When you're a tourist, and the scammers are out there, when you're a tourist and you're going somewhere different, you need to look the part. You need to look regular, look normal. Don't look scared. Don't be looking like, oh, where is it? Where am I going? Oh, can you help me out? Like, don't be stopping a million people asking them for help. Be regular. Don't be going out there with your Louis Vuitton bag, your Louis Vuitton purse, your Dolce and Gabbana this, your Versace this, your Louis belt this, your Prada this. You don't need all of that. Get you some $2 sandals from Old Navy. You don't need to go out there being so extra. I mean, I understand you probably want to look cute in your designer stuff and take your little cute pictures on the beach, but you I would say, me, if I have something designer, it'll probably be like some shades or something. And I'm only packing some Versace shades or something. Like, I don't need to bring everything designer. Because if I lose it and I leave it, I'm going to be mad. So, number eight, look the part, but don't look too needy. Number nine, set up your data plan and your Wi-Fi plan. That's some issues I have with my company traveling abroad and being overcharged twice as much for my phone bill because my plan didn't cover international traveling. So set up your data plan so you're always able to use your phone. There will be places I will go where if they didn't have Wi-Fi, I can't use my phone. Can't go on Snapchat. Can't do anything. Can't go on Instagram because I'll be getting the overcharges. So I would say look into your data plan, see what you qualify for, or see what you have. Wi-Fi is always a wonderful thing. We love the Wi-Fi. If you got a Wi-Fi on your phone, that's even better. But yeah, set it up that way so you always have internet access and access to your phone. And we all have our phones that get us through. Like, That's another thing. When you packing your stuff, you don't really need a camera. I have this nice camera here that I would love to take pictures with and travel, but I might leave it or lose it or something. So I would just say have maybe one electronic. That might be a number 11, but have one electronic where you're set to go with the one electronic, because our phones have everything on it. We got the internet, we got Google Maps, we got our cameras, we got everything with just our phones. So maybe just have your phone as the only electronic you need for out there. Like, you don't need. I see they coming out with all this fancy stuff like these drones, and they got the extra digital cameras and everything. But if you got just a regular simple phone, this is good. I mean, why not? It's fine with me. This is all I need. Okay, so last last guys but not least, certainly not least, certainly not least. Let your friends and family know what's up. Let your friends and family know where you're going, where you're traveling to, the resort. Keep them filled in so they're not worried about you. I know on one of my trips, my family was so worried about me. I was good, but they were super worried about me. I mean, and why not? It's our family, you know. They don't know what we're gonna know what we're doing. So let your family know where you're going, where you're staying. It was so funny because my friend was texting me and she was like, "Take a picture of that cab driver's license plate and send it to me." She wasn't playing, but you know, you gotta keep it right. So that's number 10. Let your family know your whereabouts. Let your family know what's up. So I think I gave you guys all 10 of my top 10 advice tips for traveling abroad alone. So number 1, do your research. Study everything. Get to know hotel pricing, currency, all of that good stuff. Number 2, get everything ready the night before. Contact your bank. Let them know you're traveling out the country. Get your passport set. Get your bag packed and ready to go so you're not rushing in the morning to grab everything. Number 3, pack lightly but efficiently. Number 4, have an outstanding bag that you can get your stuff and identify it quick. Number 5, try not to make it a long trip, guys. 3 or 4 days tops, maybe 5. 5 tops. Number 5, I just said a 5. I'm sorry. Number 6, soak in the culture, but don't overdo it. You don't. The last thing you want to do is get hurt on a vacation and mess up your whole vacation. Don't go jumping off cliffs, hiking in destinations that you have no idea where you're going. Keep it cute, keep it safe, keep it low key, but have fun. Number 7. What was number 7? Think about doing a cruise as your first trip abroad alone. Think about doing something with a tour guide. That people, you might be going alone, but you might meet people that's just like you and doing exactly what you're doing. So number 8, act the part and look the part. Don't be going out there looking confused and stuff like you don't know what's going on. Number 9, set up a data plan with your phone companies. Make sure you know what you qualify for and your Wi-Fi is straight. And number 10, let your friends and family know what's up. Let them keep in contact with them. Let them know where you're going and what's going on at all times. So that's it, guys, for my top 10 tips for traveling abroad alone. And I'll see you guys soon with another video. Enjoy your weekend.